Hello there everybody and welcome to NFL Projectotron, the prediction site with a difference. Today we are going to be focusing on the first of this year's International Series games in Wembley Arena. It's the Miami Dolphins at the Oakland Raiders, and Rory, how do you see this one going?
West Coast versus East Coast. I don't see this being a high-scoring game. Both teams are in a little bit of turmoil at the moment. The Raiders just in their usual trouble because they don't really know what they're doing.
Is it counted as turmoil for the Raiders, or is it just the Raiders?
Just regular old moil, I think, yeah.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, it is just the Raiders. It's starting to feel like that after about 3, 4, 5 seasons of really being terribly bad. I don't see too much changing this for this game. The Dolphins, also a team who suddenly in the last year just gone one disaster after another, and now there's this quarterback controversy that the coach has seemingly brought out of nowhere, where he said, Tannehill is not my starting quarterback. I haven't named the starting quarterback, and Tannehill says, I'm the starting quarterback. That's a bit of friction.
It's bizarre.
And Tannehill's been playing quite well this year. I mean, quietly well.
I think that was true until the last game.
Yeah, okay. He wasn't great last week, but apart from that, I mean, Matt Moore is not a better option for the Dolphins. That said, I still see the Dolphins winning this game because I think overall they're a better team. They have, I think overall the better running backs with combination of Lamar Miller and No Sean Marino's out actually, but I still see them having enough, power, enough weapons to actually get over the Raiders, who haven't improved in nearly half a decade at this stage.
That's fair enough.
Even under Dennis Allen, I know he hasn't been there all that long, but the word on the wire is that 2 coaches are going to go to Wembley and 1 coach is going to leave. Yeah. But both these coaches are
the Wembley Thunderdome.
In a bit of trouble. I think it'll be the Dolphins, and I think they'll probably win it by a touchdown, but it'll be a comfortable win for them.
Yeah. I think the Dolphins have more in their locker than you're giving them credit for. A little bit. I think partly the Dolphins have shown so far this year. First of all, with Moreno in the opener against New England, where he ran all over the New England D for fun. Yeah. And then he went down in the second game against Buffalo. Went down early. But since then, Lamar Miller has stepped up and he's really playing well. He's actually living up to a bit of the promise that everyone had hoped that he'd be able to deliver on last year. And Miami's running game is suddenly looking, dare I say, efficient.
Yeah.
Raiders are anemic against the run. It's astonishing how little they've managed to improve their defensive line in the last couple of years. And the Miami offensive line, after the disaster of last year when Tannehill was sacked 56 times.
Yeah, it was atrocious.
It's now stable. It's not good, but against the Raiders it should be good enough.
It's better, yes.
Exactly. The one it factor is going to be how do the teams acclimatise to travelling across to Wembley. It's a slightly longer trip for the Raiders, but the Raiders got there earlier. The Raiders have been there now since Monday, I think, and they'll have had a little bit longer to acclimatise, and they'll have had a little bit longer to work out brand new quarterback Derek Carr.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, every little bit of training he gets in, he's going to improve as a quarterback. He was great in college, and the Raiders have shown a lot of faith just by starting him, getting rid of Terrell Pryor, and but he's not anywhere near the finished article. I mean, Tannehill is a third-year veteran at this stage, and Matt Moore is even more if the Dolphins decide to go with him. And the Raiders just don't.
Can we just put a pin in this? The Dolphins are not going to start Matt Moore.
No, they won't start Matt Moore.
Okay, right. Let there be no doubt when you're placing your bets. The Dolphins are not starting Matt Moore in this game. It's not happening. Don't mind Joe Philbin. He's trying to divert attention from the fact that he's a terrible coach and he's going to lose his job unless the Dolphins get to the playoffs.
He was okay as an OC.
That's fine.
But he's not.
He's not a head coach.
HC.
Yeah, exactly. The one threat that I think the Raiders will be able to pose to the Dolphins is James Jones, who's been quietly brilliant this year. He's catching touchdowns, whether it's Derek Carr or banged up Schaub, and he's catching touchdowns in difficult. He's making difficult sideline catches, just like he did at Green Bay, and he's proving that he's more than just a product of Aaron Rodgers' arm. So I think that if they can get the ball to him, realistically, they have a chance of upsetting the Dolphins. But The Dolphins also have Brent Grimes as their number one cornerback, who's been pretty
Really fun,
good.
yeah.
He's continued off this season where he's picked up where he ended last season. So I'm not sure that they'll be able to get the ball to James Jones in enough space. I'm certainly not sure that Derek Carr will be able to get the ball to James Jones in enough space to really threaten the Dolphins secondary, and that's really going to be their chances gone. They're still vacillating between a possibly banged up MJD at running back and Darren McFadden, who I think we know what Darren McFadden is now.
Yeah,
He's now a guy who isn't as good as he was before his many injuries.
Yes, which is a sad truth of a lot of running backs. But, yeah.
So, Dolphins win. I think Dolphins are going to take it by, if you're looking at winning margin, I think Dolphins are going to take it by 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Ooh.
I think Dolphins could well top 30 points in this game. The Raiders are that bad.
Yeah, and again, the distance thing, I'm not so sure. I mean, I would normally say I'm not so sure it's too much of an issue because the Dolphins effectively would have to travel as far going west to the Raiders as they would going across to London. But for the Raiders, it's twice as long. I know you said they went early and they acclimatized. You're still going to feel a bit of jet lag there. So I don't think it's going to impact the game at all. I still think the Dolphins are nailed on for a W here.
Okay, there we go. What about Projectotron?
Projectotron is agreeing with us. It reckons that the Dolphins, and Lamar Miller in particular, are going to take the Raiders for a ride. There's going to be 3 Lamar Miller touchdowns in this, 2 1-yard runs, and a 68-yard reception from Dolphins quarterback star Matt Moore. Sebastian Janikowski thinks is going to get 3 field goals. So that's fair enough. We like him.
It's Seabass. We love Seabass.
Yeah. He is a great kicker. First round kicker.
Yeah.
As well.
First round quality kicker.
Absolutely.
What's the final score?
Final score 27-9 to the Dolphins.
See, me and Projectotron on the same page.
Yeah. Okay,
so there you have it. Our projections are a win, and a win for the Dolphins. Projectotron is giving them a solid 18-point clearance. I'm giving them even more. I think 22 plus points. Rory, how about you?
I'm going to say 10. 10 points.
10 points. Mm-hmm. Dolphins to win comfortably. Don't forget to check out Premier League Projectotron, our Premier League preview, Liverpool against Everton. And don't forget to join us next week for more NFL, more football. We look forward to seeing you then.